evening. It's Friday. Can everybody hear me? If you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Hey, Foraging. Hey, Karen. Hey, Tiffany and Brian. From Have Fun in Nature. Who else we got? Fairbricks. After Dark. Really cool. So, let me get situated here. So if you can hear me, awesome. Oh, Natty, all right, good. I'm glad you're here, Natty. So again, these on the Fridays, I started at 5 tonight. I started a little bit early. Everybody has busy weeks. Everybody has busy schedules. So what I try to do is I do this live. This doesn't usually take long. Try to keep it about a half an hour. It's people's weekends. They're coming home from work for the most part. Some work weekends. I get that. Hey, Blonde Traveling Gypsy. But I try to come on. We can give some information and some back and forth discussion on YouTube growth tactics. But I call this the YouTube garden. You're growing your YouTube garden channel. So tonight is kind of a co-op where it's a bunch of us that are in this community. Hey, Big Family Expedition. And the point behind this Friday night live is to get people to get connected to each other if they find somebody that they want to genuinely follow, if it's something that strikes your interest. If somebody you want to follow or somebody you want to trade playlists with, you can trade playlists down in the comments. That's fine. If you want to drop your link, go ahead. If you don't have a blue shield, when you do subscribe to my channel and I get to know you and get familiar with your channel, then I will eventually give you a blue wrench so you can make easier connections. In the meantime, all I can say is what I used to do before I got a blue wrench, and I don't even have a blue wrench for everybody now. I either write the name down or I take a screenshot with my phone. I just push the 2 buttons, and then that gives me the screenshot of what's on the screen, and I can go look them up over the weekend. And that's why I do. Thank you, JC. I appreciate that. That's why I do it Friday, because everybody's home from work, kind of winding down for the week, going into the weekend, giving everybody a chance to possibly pick up some new connections, trade playlists with each other, and support each other on the community. So that's out of the way. And if you do, let's just say, if you do want to follow somebody, in my description below or in the video talks about, I don't do sub for sub. YouTube does not like sub for sub. YouTube you'll have a lot of issues if you try to just sub if somebody subs to you. Oh wow, thank you, JC. I appreciate that. Wow, appreciate that very much. I'm working on my membership stuff. I haven't forgotten it. I'm not ignoring it. I'm trying to get a time when I can figure that out. I am working on it, so just bear with me, please. So anyways, when you do make a connection, just make sure if it's somebody you genuinely want to connect with, go check their channel out. If you don't want to connect with them, you don't have to. I don't expect everybody to connect with me. But what you can do is go watch their channels. And if you do want to make a connection, make sure you watch a few of their shorts all the way through. Make sure you comment and like. Maybe go back later, watch another video, and then you can make your connection, and you can then you can hit the notification bell, and then they're going to comment back and make that good connection. That's important. So this is what I call the co-op. This isn't just my channel now. Friday night, this meeting up of all the people in this community is a co-op of everybody here. I expect people to talk to each other, ask me questions. If I say something that I do and you disagree with it, as long as you're honest and you're adult about it, we're not calling each other names. I have no problem with differing opinions. That's how we learn. And then we can try different ways and see what works for us, because every channel is a little bit different depending on what niche you're in. with that said, this week, or the last 2 weeks, I didn't do last week's because there was so many issues with disappearing comments. I saw some people were getting upset because they thought the host was not answering them or blocking them or ignoring them. What happened was there was just a bunch of stuff going on in YouTuberverse that things were not showing up. I was in a live for half an hour one day. Nobody answered me once. When I contacted the person later, they did say, I never saw your stuff. So not everybody was seeing your stuff. So before getting upset with anybody, just make sure maybe there might be an issue with YouTube or there might be something on the interwebs or whatever. Just a thought. But I didn't want, that's why I canceled last week, because I didn't want it to be about who's doing what. You know, this is bad, this is good, this platform's bad, this platform's good. I want this channel to be about growth and people making good, honest connections. Tonight, if you know, you might call me a nerd, well, you call me whatever you want, but one thing I've been working on the last 3 months, which has helped my channel the most, and I'm being completely honest with you, you can email me, you can message me here, you can put a post, you can put a comment on my post, ask me a question. I'll be more than happy to try to answer to the best of my knowledge. I get a lot of emails and some questions on why I did this or why I say that or what I think about this. Oh, thank you. Yep, got my new t-shirt. This is the new one, by the way. They actually gave me new ones, no charge, because the other ones were ruined. One wash and they faded. So they gave me new shirts. So we're going to see how that goes. And thank you about my daughter. Thanks everybody for supporting my daughter. Thank you. So, and just understand too with YouTube, if something's not working correctly, don't immediately always assume it's something with YouTube or the internet. Make sure your setting is right. You've clicked everything you need to click. You're doing stuff properly, and then do some research on it. It's not always, the boss man, whoever owns the channel, So anyways, this week and next week, I wanted to touch on one topic, but I'm going to break it into 2 parts. Getting your channel out there, getting your name, your brand out there. How do we get our long forms? How do we get our live streams? How do we get our premieres out there? Shorts are a little bit different because YouTube pushes shorts differently with the vertical stream, 30-second, 20-second, whatever, they push them out quick. They're very good. They have their purpose. But this is mainly talking about how do I get traction? How do I get watch hours and all of that data, all those analytics, if I'm doing a good video, but I'm not seeing any movement anywhere. So the last 2 weeks, I've been just toying around and I've checked multiple AIs. I've checked Reddit. I've checked Google. I went in into different boards where you're talking to different people. I've looked into YouTube stuff. So with that said, I asked ChatGPT, Gemini, Google, and was it Grok, whatever. I said, I went into Reddit and talked to some people, and I said, give me thumbnail, title, description, pinned comment with a call to action, keywords, hashtags, blah, blah, blah. Rank them in order of importance. One oh, thank you, Natty. I appreciate that. Just rank them most important to least important and give me a percentage. And then I asked the same question. JC, I only do it because I cross-check when I do research. So I take multiple, I don't just take one. I usually use ChatGPT or Gemini, but I do take others and just see what they say. So I don't use Grok a lot, Grok, whatever. But anyways, believe it or not, and if you're struggling with we'll talk about CTR, average watch time, and all that stuff later. Oh, Mike. Oh, I'm hoping you guys are going to do a video with Mike, Missy. I just saw that. Let me shout out to Mike, Missy Cooking and More. Hey, Mike. Anybody that doesn't know Mike, you need to go check out Missy's channels. They had a Mike. Anyways, research. And I know I have friends, I have people that are on YouTube. They don't really even worry about a title description. They just put a picture of themselves or something and just say, hey, or welcome to my channel. And that's fine. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're right. I'm just saying I'm giving my opinion. And this is all my opinion from the research I've done. You can fact check me. Go check it out and see what you find out for yourself. But it's made my channel move in the right direction. So with that said, 50 to 60%, okay? 50 to 60% of, as far as importance, they rank that to be 50 to 60%. The most important is your thumbnail. And if you think about it, it makes sense. If you're a cook and you're looking through stuff and you see a really fancy dish that looks delicious, you see one that's not, doesn't look so good and doesn't even look like it was done right, which one are you going to click on? You're going to thumb through and you're looking for something that's going to strike your fancy. And I don't mean clickbait. I'm not talking clickbait. I'm just looking for a clean, noticeable one that grabs you, your attention to what the video is. 50% of they rank that as the 50 to 60% is the rating on the thumbnail is the most important. So if you just think about that a second, because we are visual people, you see something shiny, you see it, right? You see a fancy car, ooh, whoa. You see a handsome guy or a pretty girl, ooh, whoa, you know, that catch your eye. Okay? That's human, okay? So one of the most important things is your thumbnail, and then when you take and add to that your title, which is another 10 to 20%. So that's basically taking 3 or 4 different platforms where I've researched, kind of averaging them. So 50 to 60% is given to the thumbnail. 10 to 20% is given to the title. So if you just add those numbers up, okay, if you took the high, you got 60 to 80% on just two things, title, thumbnail. Now, that's what's going to get you clicks, and that's going to get somebody to swipe on your thing. Then they're going to see the title. It's going to, if it interests them, then they're going to go in and see. So right there, 60 to 80%, boom, what's going to drive traffic to your channel. I'm not talking shorts. I'm talking long form and things like that. Long form is what's going to get you your hours. Lives are going to get your hours. Okay. So you want to drive. You want YouTube to push it out there with impressions. And we're going to talk about that more next week. I just wanted to talk about tonight. If you're not doing a decent thumbnail and you're not doing a decent title, and what I've learned in the last month is YouTube people like confrontation, or they like tension, or they like, you know, they like things to kind of rub each other the wrong way. So, you know, I'm doing a new recipe I've never made before. Can I do this recipe? And, you know, you show the person they're worried that they didn't do it right on the thumbnail, and it says, did I fail? And then the title says something like, the battle is on, you know, pass or fail. And it kind of, they work against each other. Thank you for whoever. Thank you, Natty. I should have known it was been Natty. Natty the Ninja. So anyways, thumbnail, title. If you get nothing else today from this, thumbnail, title. ChatGPT, Gemini. I know some people that like Gemini better. Some people like ChatGPT better. Some people like to do them in Canva, I think, and banana something. What is it? There's a banana, I don't know. Anyways, some people like to make their own, and that is perfectly fine. I'm not saying I'm right. To use A/B. In a way, yes, I do. Somebody asked me a question here. I missed it. Let me go back. Moni, no, not Moni. Have fun in nature. Do you use A/B testing? So yes, what I do is, I don't know if I'm using it the way everybody else is, but I do watch my analytics when I get to a certain hour. And then if it's something's kind of wonky, I go back in with the chat GPT and we talk about it. How scary is that? I'm talking to AI. And then we kind of decide what to do. And then we do it. We throw in a different thumbnail or something, usually a thumbnail. If that's, so I'm not going to say I'm not going to say I use it to what other people would consider A/B testing. But I do change it if I see things going downhill. I will make changes to the package that I uploaded. If that makes sense, I hope that makes sense. Hey, Brenda. Brenda, I know Brenda. Brenda's been very good. She's been very supportive. So Brenda, I'm going to give you a blue wrench. A blue shield. If anybody's here, they don't have a blue shield, it's because I don't know you that well yet. When I get to know you, when you subscribe to my channel and follow me and we interact a little and I have a feeling of a comfort level and I trust you, I give blue wrenches. And then that just gives you an easier chance at hooking up here and finding out other channels and connecting and figuring out if you want to do playlists or whatever, if that makes sense. But Brenda, you have a blue shield now. So anyways, let's getting back to the thumbnail and the title. If you get nothing else tonight, if you can just correct those two things, because if you think about it, if you don't have a good thumbnail and nobody's actually looking, if they look at your thumbnail and say they just see me staring at a tree and it just says hi, and my title's like, welcome to my channel, that's not very inspiring. Where they look at the one next to it and it's a guy running out of a burning building with a dog or a cat over its shoulder. Which one are you clicking on? The old Oklahoma dude that looks like he's 60 going on 80, or the fireman or firewoman coming out of the building saving an animal, a rescue animal? You're going to click on that every single time. So if you can get people to swipe and then read the title and then go into your video, you get your YouTube pushed it out. So you got your impression, then they clicked it. So then you got your click. Then if they view it, you got your view. So that's the start. Next week, we're going to spend a little more time on like description and pinned comment, because that all works together. And I know that I said 50 to 60% is thumbnail, 10 to 20% is title. In my opinion, one of the most important things as you grow and are trying to grow is interaction. So the comments, likes, shares, hypes, that matters too, because that's what keeps YouTube. I've had a low CTR and a low average watch time, but because I had a 200 views, 100 comments, 2 hypes, so on and so forth, even though my CTR is low, my impressions keep going up because YouTube keeps pushing it out, because it's like, well, people are watching it. The average is okay. The CTR is low, but people are commenting, people are interacting. So we're talking an entire package here. I'm just giving numbers just so to get the click, you need the thumbnail, you need the title. That's my opinion from my research. If you disagree, that is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't mind people disagreeing with me. I have no trouble with that. I am as chill as they come, okay? All I can say is if you disagree, somebody can try your way, try my way, try their way, whichever one works best for them, then you go with that. My way might not work. My niche might not work with what you do. Yes, correct, Coach. Anytime you can comment and like and help that person with their interactions, that helps it push it, keep it going in the algorithm. Uh-oh. Yeah, we had a heavy thunderstorm. That's kind of one of the reasons I moved it up, because we had a severe thunderstorm about an hour ago and we got more rolling in tonight. So I wanted to jump on this a little bit early. I like your content, but I try to avoid most AI thumbnails if I don't know the channel. That's a great comment. There's probably a lot of people that feel that way, and that's just it. We got to remember there's 110. I think I checked the other day. That was said there was 110 million YouTubers. Read one above coach. Read one above coach. Oh, and I've heard short hashtags go in title and hashtags in long form go into. Okay. What I understand is I used to put some up in the title, but if you look, I learned they used to say put them in the short. You'd put the hashtag in the title. Long form, put the hashtag at the bottom below the description. Shorts, longs, I put them all in the bottom of the description now. I don't put anything up in there except the title. The title, I think, looks at 30. Is that correct? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. The first 30 characters, I believe, is what shows up. So the hashtag means absolutely nothing. So you might as well just put it below. I think I could be wrong. Now, the other thing was this year, I was studying it that last week. I was going to come up next week, but hashtags have gone as far as helping you get noticed and pushing you into the algorithm. It's leaning more on having your search engine optimization words in like your description, and then your title and your thumbnail and pinned comment. That they're the ones that really move your channel now. I could be wrong on that. And yes, JC Calamity Jane, go look that up. I agree with her on that. I usually do 3 to 6 hashtags. I try to. After 5 or 6, I believe they say they just ignore them. And if you go too many, like if somebody just stacks it with like 50 hashtags, a lot of times they say that they just ignore them all. So there's a lot of different discussion on that, but some say 5 to 7, 3 to 6. I just do 3 to 6. That way I'm in that range. This is what I like about this this co-op here, is because everybody comes in. A lot of us have been monetized, and we've fought to get monetized and worked hard to get monetized, and everybody else is trying to get there. So you're researching and you're finding all this stuff out, and we can share that information. Right, repetitive tags they won't recognize either. Yes. Yes, hashtags they say aren't helping as much as they did in 25 and 24, so on and so forth. But anyways, if you take nothing else from this tonight, next week I want to talk about title description. I'm sorry, tonight we're talking title description. Next week will be like this. I'm sorry, title, thumbnail, title. Next week, description, pinned comment, things like that. I'm talking with my hands tonight for some reason, more than normal. I don't know why. I guess I'm wound up about something. But anyways, but if you got 50 to 60%, the importance is laid on the thumbnail, and 10 to 20 is on the title. That's a lot of weight put on just 2 items out of your whole package. And like anything else, if you're doing a budget, what do you look for first? Where am I really spending money? Right? You're going to go after those first, right? Because that's where you got to focus on. Same thing here. If you can focus on doing a really good thumbnail and a really good title, that'll hopefully get you out there, get more clicks, so on and so forth. If you look at your analytics, I know not everybody likes to look at analytics, but if you look at your impressions on a long form, okay, hopefully you'll start to see, they call it an evergreen growth versus a viral growth. You'll see steady growth over the weeks. You'll keep gaining people watching and everything. But hopefully your impressions aren't just going up and then flat. Hopefully they go up, and then they might stay level, plateau, then they jump a little bit, then they plateau, whatever. So have fun in nature. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with using your photos in a thumbnail. Actually, when you're trying to build a brand, most of them will say to make sure your photo's in there. When I do mine, I'll just take my photo, put it into ChatGPT, and say, I'm in the garden, I'm growing beans, and then it'll just take my photo, it'll put my garden in there, but then it'll add some things in the back. I tell them to do it non-cartoonish, and then I say, you choose the words you think will give me the most views to bring them into my channel. And then I just let it go to town. Oh, hey, Amy. And then it just keeps, every time you work with ChatGPT, it continues to better and better and better. And then other times, if I'm just cooking something or I just want to, I'm doing something in my garden, I might just say, hey, give me a nice garden concept with the words you want to use that goes with the title, and you go ahead and do it. You know, and then it comes up with a nice thumbnail. I would just try them both. Or like you said, the A/B testing, have them create one with you guys in it and one without and something else, and then just try them both. CL, yeah, and other people just like to do it. It really comes down to, you know, how you want to do it. I mean, I use ChatGPT. I change, even if I have them do a title, description, pinned comment, I change a lot of the stuff in there, because what happens is they'll put stuff in there that isn't true. Like, you see my videos I've done lately with Vio, me playing a guitar. I don't have that guitar. That's not my guitar. It's just, I just say, give me a rockabilly style guitar, which is a Gretsch guitar, and just have, I want you to say these words, and that's it. And it does everything else. Now, the last few times I've done work with ChatGPT, it says, oh, you know, your niche is really coming along. You do this, and you add your rock and roll music with you playing guitar. And I'm like, no. I had to tell them, no. My niche is not guitar playing or rock and roll. Stick to the topic, stick to my niche. But even AI is goofy, so you have to change it. You can't trust it all the time. But again, it comes down to ChatGPT does a good job. I've watched other people. I think us in our bunch, Shannon uses ChatGPT. Other people use their own stuff. I think JC might do some of her own. Other people make their own. There's nothing wrong with that. Just watch your analytics and see how it does. And then I would just try ChatGPT and give it a try and see if you can work with them. You use Grok to help with title ideas and descriptions only. Now, the other thing I do too, Tiffany, is what I do is I have Gemini, the app, and I have ChatGPT. So what I do a lot of times is I'll say, create me this title, description, blah, 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 for this video I'm doing. And I tell them what the video is, give them as much detail as possible. And then I pose the same exact question. I copy it, I put it in ChatGPT, I take it to Gemini. They both generate what they want. And then I just copy and paste that, and I'll take that over to Gemini from Chat and say, what do you think about this? And see what they say. And then I'll take theirs and move it over to Chat, ask them what they think. And then they sit there and they critique each other's. And I do that a couple times, and before you know it, it'll funnel down into this really good, solid title description. It takes 5-10 minutes. It doesn't take that long. And it has improved some of my stuff. So I cross-check them with each other. And sometimes I'll go in and say, hey, you know, Gemini, create this thumbnail with these words, blah, 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 do this, and it does it. And if I like it, I take it over to ChatGPT and say, hey, can you make this, you know, the 16:9 aspect ratio for the size for the thumbnail? And it fixes it up, and it does even, I think it does a better job, and it fixes it up for me. So, yeah, just have fun in nature. That's what this is about. This is about connecting with each other, trading playlists, growing the community, getting people monetized, and learning from each other. That's what this is all about. So that's enough nerdy stuff for tonight, I think, because I got, we did the thumbnail and title. Next week, I do want to talk about, but if you're ever wondered about, so what is CTR? So CTR is basically, you take, you know, if you look at your impressions, when you look at your analytics, you'll see the impressions data, the impressions graph, and it should be going up, and hopefully it's going up, 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 up. What happens is YouTube sends it out. So say they send it to 1,000 people. So they send the impression out. So impressions are, YouTube sent it to say 1,000 people. 100 people clicked on it to watch the video. That's a 10% click-through rate, because 100 is 10% of 1,000, right? So If you can stay 7 to 8%, that's excellent. That's considered an excellent click-through rate. They'll keep pushing the video. They'll keep pushing the video. They'll keep pushing the video to more and more audiences. That's why the thumbnail title is so important, because your CTR is based on a lot of that. So if you look at your CTR and it's down to 2% or 1.5%, fix your thumbnail. Reload a new thumbnail after a few hours and let it go. That's a way to help fix your CTR. Because if your CTR is low and your average watch time is a little low, it's going to eventually, YouTube's going to stop pushing it. So if your title and your thumbnail are solid and you got to, so 10%, say 10% out of the 1,000 impressions YouTube sent it to, then what happens, I think it's 6 or 12 hours late, 6 hours, 8 hours, they'll do a second push. And then you'll see your thing bump up again. It'll go, say you have 1,000 impressions, and then all of a sudden you'll see this jolt. It'll just jump like a ramp. It'll go right up. YouTube is trying it again to a different audience. Chances are your CTR is going to come down at that point because it's a fresh audience. It's not as tight an audience in your niche, but they're sending it to different people. You might drop to 7% or 6%. But as long as all those numbers stay pretty decent, you're getting views and average watch time, they're going to send it out of there. So in 1 week, my one video where I have 400 views on it gave me a lot of watch hours. My CTR is now down to like 3%, but it was at 8 or 9%. And what happened was it was going up, 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 and I'm at like 15,000 impressions. So what you see is 1,000, then it bumps. It went for a couple more hours, then it bumps. So for a whole week, it got 15,000 impressions, and I still was getting close to 5% CTR. So 15,000, right? 10% would be 1,500. Is that right? 1,500, yeah, whatever. But anyways, if you're getting 10% after that many impressions, you're doing really, really, really well. So that's what impressions, that's what the CTR is. It's just basically YouTube throwing out to 1,000 people. If you get 100 people to click on it, that's your click-through rate, 10%. If you got 1,000 impressions, only 500 clicked on it, you got a 5%. So anyways, that's all nerdy stuff. So the reason again, oh, hey, Rob Madden, Nev Rhodes. Oh, Nev got deleted. Every week on this channel, after we talk nerdy stuff, I like to talk about 2 channels that I want to put on blast, that this week I'm going to be watching their stuff, and I hope you will too if you have time. If you don't have to. We try to help each other. You're only 18 away from 500, 1,800 away from 500 subs, I'm assuming. Come on now, my mouse is not working here. My pig mouse isn't working. Somebody just said, whoever posted how far they were. Oh, there it is, 18 away from 500. That's Blonde Gypsy, okay. Anybody can help Gypsy out, that would be great. Anyways, come together as a community, help each other to grow. If you want to trade playlists, please, please, please trade playlists. Yeah, it's going to happen. It is. So each week I call them the plants of the week. I pick 2 people that I want to have to shout out so people can watch them during the week, kind of bring some attention to their channels. This week I decided to go with a couple people that were close to being monetized. So in January we had 3 monetized, February we had 5 monetized, and in March we already have 1, and that is Eclectic Butterfly Dash Karen. She got monetized. We already have 1 in March, early March. And I'm including, I do a shout out at the end of the month saying who was monetized. And I want to total them up at the year so that we can show how powerful this co-opt thing on Friday nights is, that we can keep growing and growing and growing this community. So with that said, there's 2 people that have done a lot for me, have been very supportive of me and others, not just me. You're going to know them. And I just want to shout them out and thank them because they've really done a lot of good on this community to help push other people. One is Fairbrick Studio. If Fairbricks is here, if somebody could put his link in, or if they can put their own link in, but Fairbrick Studio does nothing but shout people out and put their stuff out there and put their stuff out there and try to help others with watch hours and subscriptions. They really push for people, and they really are out there for people. So Fabric Studios, if somebody can put that in there, I would appreciate it. Their link is in the description already. The other person is doing a lot of stuff, very creative stuff to help others, and she just started a new thing called Creator Corner, where she's giving shout outs, where she has people come on, she interviews them, and then edits the video for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and then she puts them out there to draw attention to their channels. And that is Coach Juliet Edens. So those are my 2 plants of the week. Both great channels, both fun to watch. They have been super supportive of my channel and others. So if you guys can get a chance, it's at Fairbrick Studios, and it's at Coach Juliet Edens. Both great channels. Both of their channels are in the description of this live now. So I know they're working their hours. They're getting really, really close. Hoping they're going to pop here in a week or two, maybe, with their monetization, and they can be added to the March monetization list. So I'm psyched about that, because that would give us 3 for this week. So Coach Juliet Edens is one of the plants of the week, and Fairbrick Studio is the other plant of the week. So they're in, like I said, they're in the description. I'll be watching their stuff throughout the week, every day, different times during the day. When I'm over at my son's house babysitting my grandson, I can run them on 2 different IP addresses. I can run them over there on different platforms with different people watching to help their stuff. And go watch them. They're entertaining. They're fun to watch. And and that's really it, people. I just wanted to talk about the importance of, whether you agree or not, you don't have to agree with me, but I'm firmly in the camp of a good thumbnail and a title does help your channel. Interactions like here does help your channel. And then just keep going to live streams, interacting with others. There's so many resources out there. You have The Source, you have Tuber Chat, you have here Fairbrick Studio, Coach Juliet Edens. You can email her. She'll interview and put your stuff in the queue to be played. There are so many people that will, in this channel, that will shout you out. Granny Southern Corner, Natty Homemaker, Grandma Teresa. They all help each other. We put posts out for each other. That's what the community is about. So with that said, it's Friday. If you made some connections, now you have all weekend. You can just kind of sit there and go check them out. See if you want to watch some videos. If they're interesting to you, to go ahead and form that connection, the genuine connection. And if you got playlists to watch, there you go. You got playlists to watch. And again, thank you for sharing a little bit of your Friday with me. And I hope everybody has a really, really, really good weekend. Enjoy your family, get some good food, and we will see you sometime soon. So everybody take care. And again, thanks everybody for their support and for being part of this community. I really, really do appreciate it. And don't sub for sub, as CL takes the final shot. Do not sub for sub. Take care. Have a great weekend, everybody.